Okay, this was our first video on our new YouTube, and I'm Ivory, and that's Christian, and this is Brody. And on this video, we're gonna talk about his birth, and yeah. So, do you remember when it started?
4 a.m.
Oh, okay. So my water broke on June 7th at 3:30 in the morning, and I was sleeping on the couch.
June 8th at 3:30 in the
Isn't that what I
morning.
said?
Said 7.
No, I didn't. Whatever. And I was sleeping on the couch, and I was like, oh, I almost peed my pants. So I ran to the bathroom, sat on the toilet, and my water broke, and it continued to break throughout the day. I'm gonna put him down.
Go ahead.
And yeah. And so I was like, oh my god. So I texted him, and I was like, my water broke. And then I straightened my hair, and I did my makeup. And it was a stupid idea. And because I wasn't having contractions yet. And then at 4 o'clock, my contractions started, and they weren't that bad. And then they got worse by 4:30, and I started crying. I made a big mess out of my makeup and my hair. Yeah. And then I texted him, and I called him, and I told him to wake up. And what did I tell you? I said something like, distract me, this hurts. And then you sent me a stupid text, and I got really pissed off.
What did I say? I don't remember.
You said, so how's your day? Or something like that. How's your day going? And I was like, fuck you. And
You just swore.
yeah, I did.
On YouTube.
Oh. And yeah. So then at 6, we went to the hospital.
I did better than your mom. What did she do?
Oh,
She stayed in bed?
she stayed in bed. My mom stayed in bed. She's like, you're not in labor. I'm like, yes, I am. She's like, you'll be in labor for a long time. So let's just stay home. And I started crying and yelling. And eventually we got in a taxi and headed to the hospital. And that was at 6 o'clock. At 6:30 got to the hospital. I was 3 centimeters dilated. Got me in a room. Got the epidural by 7. And that's when he got there.
I showed up and you're yelling and screaming.
I wasn't yelling and screaming.
You were.
I was like, and I was like, oh.
But a lot louder.
Yeah. And he rubbed my back. And then he had to stop as his arm hurt. And my mom was like, can I rub your back? And what did I say?
And you yelled at her, told her not to fucking come near you.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't even look at me. Don't even think about me.
Oh,
Oh, okay. And then I got the epidural, and things were great. And yes, things were great. And I had really bad back labor. I just remember the contractions. They were every 4 minutes when we got to the hospital. They were really coming quick. By 10 o'clock, it was 7 centimeters dilated. And
something like that.
And then we looked at the thing, and it like where my contractions were, and I was like, oh, that looks like it hurt. Couldn't feel anything. Things were nice. I watched some TV. And we talked. And
Your
chilled.
mom wanted to watch Teen Mom.
Yeah. No, not gonna happen. And then by noon, they checked me again because I felt the urge to push, and I was
And you
ready
did that
to go.
for 3 hours and got nowhere.
Yeah. So then I asked for the mirror, and so I got to watch everything. That was pretty cool. It was cool because when we got to the hospital, when they checked me at like 10, I could see his head. Right? And you looked. Was it cool? Could you see his hair?
Yeah, I could see his hair.
That's cool. And then by 12:30 they got everything ready, and there wasn't even a doctor there. And then yeah, I started pushing and pushing, and Christian held my leg, and I was pushing. Don't do that.
That's for when he's born.
No. That one. No, don't do
That one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna be really gay. And
Okay,
then
anyways.
so I was pushing until what time was it? Like 1:30, and the doctor finally came in.
That was the first time he
That was
came
the
in,
first
though.
time we met this doctor, and then it was funny because I was in the middle of pushing, and I held up my hand and I said, "Nice to meet you," because while I was pushing, I was like, "Nice to meet you," because he just walked in and just, had a look and just watched me, didn't
Stood
say
there with his
nothing.
arms crossed and
Yeah,
had a
looking
grumpy look on his
pissed off,
face.
looking at my hoo-ha, and just like, what the hell? And then he left, and he didn't come, and
For
then
like
I
an
was
hour.
still pushing at 2:30. No,
Way past that, like 1:45 probably.
yeah, no, yeah. And he comes in and he says, "Wow, you've gone nowhere." He's like, "Do you want this baby out? If you want this baby out, I'll get the vacuum." So I'm like, "Okay." So he got the vacuum, and then he was born 2:57 p.m. on June 8th, and he was 8 pounds and 3 ounces. Seb was too big, and so I needed help to get him out. And it was really cool, and I cried a lot because I seen everything come out. It was really cool to see him come out, and that was nice. And then the weird part after is I asked for them to like put him right on my chest after, and they didn't. They just took him away. I'm like, all right, and he was okay.
You
so.
got him on your chest.
Did I?
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Yeah, they put you under your hospital gown.
No, that was after.
Oh.
After they cleaned him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just took him right away. I didn't want them to do that. But anyways, the doctor's just sitting there in his chair. My mom was like, when can she deliver the placenta? He's like, whenever she feels like pushing. And I was like, what? Like, why didn't you just ask me? Like, dick? Anyways, he was a dick. And that
I didn't
was
like him.
everything. No, me neither. I don't even know his name. Whatever, it was weird.
He was like 103.
Yeah, he was creepy. And Brody didn't even have a cone head, and he had the section, so it was pretty cool. He was perfect and cute. And he didn't cry too much, did he? And then
Less than us.
yeah. And then he latched really good, and he ate a lot, and things were nice. And that was pretty much what happened. Labor and delivery. Anything you want to add? What did you do when I first texted you?
Fell back asleep.
Oh. And then
You
what?
said, I think my water broke.
Oh. We had a
And
couple
then
false alarms.
You told me to get up and stuff once you left. So I did
Oh.
once you're in the cab.
Then you got up?
And yeah. No, once you said you were leaving for the hospital, I got up.
Oh.
Well, a little before that.
I can't even really remember that. But.
Yep.
That was a fun day. That was actually a really fun day.
It went by quick. It was better than being at work.
Yeah, it was way better. So my labor was like 11 and a half hours. Awesome. And it was pretty much painless because I felt nothing. And
for the last
for
8 hours, the
yeah,
first couple,
that was pretty bad.
Yep.
And then what else happened? I only had a little tiny tear. I only needed 3 stitches.
I moved my car about 300 times.
Oh yeah, there wasn't free. Well, the parking wasn't free, so he had to keep moving his car. It was stupid. And yeah, but I got a private room and
With a TV.
with a TV and a telephone and all this stuff, and it was awesome. And it was free because we're Canadian and healthcare is free, and that's why I think Canadian's awesome.
And I got a super comfy couch bed that fell apart.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. And the nurses there were pretty bitchy. I have to say it wasn't that nice of an experience after, but it was okay. And then we went home on Friday. He was born on Wednesday. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. So I don't really know what else to say.
That's all I got.
Wait.
What?
Show them the baby.
Okay.
He's...
Okay, turn the vibrating off on the chair.
Okay. He's 2 months old now, because we did this like 10 weeks too late. That's our monkey. You're looking
Say
at the
hello.
camera.
This is a 9-month shirt.
He can hold his head up pretty good.
Let's see.
Look at you sitting up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Say hi. Clap. Clap, baby. Is that you? Is that you right there? So, who do you guys think he looks like? You should comment below. Yeah, that was kind of corny.
What it was?
That little thing right there. I don't know who he looks like. Okay, right by his face. Oh, I don't know who he looks like.
Look at the camera.
Say hi. Say hi, camera. No.
Nope. Alright.
Okay. Say bye, YouTube. Bye.